Bourbonbarkeep Lounge. My name is Curtis, and if you're new here, we do just blinds. Randomly generated blinds, and I don't mean the things that you hang on your windows. We do blind battles of whiskey tastings. Intrigued yet? If you did not see our Friday episode, I was under the weather. I am a recovering under the weather person, meaning she's still not right, but we're on the upswing. So if today is a high proof blind, even God's against me. Hopefully at church, got some prayer time, and he smiled down and showed mercy like he does every day. Thank you. Once again, like, subscribe if you are new here. Welcome. Sometimes it's a bumpy ride, and I have no control over that, and here we are. Some people keep showing up, and to you all, cheers. Let's get on the nose of Glass A. I'm pretty sure that's not high proof, and I'm going to sweat a little less for the remaining of this episode. It's like a fresh apple. It's kind of nice. Fresh apple, maybe a little cherry in there. I'm just walking around like a family fun farm. A little bit of leather, some grape in there. Tell you what, if this doesn't take you to summer, I don't know what does. Vanilla, caramel, maybe some dust. Kind of nervous to get the whole nose in there just in case I sneeze in it. But I'm going to go in hoping under 110, if not 100. We'll see. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. That's thin. Not really in a bad way. More out of fear. Fearful what could have come. I don't know if I got any tasting notes out of that fear. The grape continues. That cherry continues. Some cinnamon spice kind of hanging around there. Not overly hot, but it dances on the tongue. And it's kind of gone. Caramel remains, but did I swallow? Like, I feel like there's no hug at all. Yeah, this is a lot of water has been added to this one. Feel confident in saying that. Usually I don't have a ton of confidence when we're talking about guessing. There's a lot of water in this one, and that's not by me. I mean by the distillers. Let's see what sip 2 has, and I'll give you a little more. So it gets better, I swear. Sip 2, you're just taking a trip down the candy aisle. You left the fun farm and you went to your local grocery store, Publix, I miss you, Hy-Vee if you're in the Kansas City area, or Price Chopper, yes, that's pretty popular too, and you just grabbed a bag of Werthers, you just shook a box of Red Hots, threw it in the golf cart, grocery cart, and that's what you put in your mouth. And then you just didn't swallow it because there's just absolutely no finish at all. It's very odd. A little bit of oak came out on the second sip. Hangs around on the tongue, not in a coating way, just as a spice way. And just doesn't do anything after that. That's a puzzling pour. That's puzzling. Let's see if Glass 2B, yep, Glass B can right the ship. Typically, I wouldn't pair a low proof and a high proof together, so I have a little less fear going into Glass B. So let's see what we got on the nose. Wow, a lot more oak, maybe like a unripe peach. Like there's a little bit of a sharpness to it, a little bit of right? Yeah, it's almost like a leather store. Like if you were to walk in, leather, got a little polish on the side, so just kind of hint of like a shoe polish maybe. peanut, like a peanut shaving. I'm tempted to go like a salted caramel because there's like a sweetness in there. Interesting. A little bit of banana, like my mind's trying not to go to like Brown-Forman, but stay the path. It's a blind. We're not trying to guess. We're just trying to understand and score at the end. Diving in a bit deeper, giving a couple more swirls. It's a lot of baking spice in there, and I mean, shoe polish doesn't come off as a great note in terms of like your ears. Maybe I can be nicer and start to open up into more of a tobacco. Completely different smell, goes so much drier, so much darker. Yeah, then Glass A. I guess I should finish that sentence. Finished in my mind. Let's start to finish this glass on the palate. Okay. Not bad. A lot of heat. A lot of heat on the tongue. Cinnamon's a little more pronounced. A lot more oak on the tongue compared to Glass A, I guess I should say. There's a sweetness there. I'm trying to place, kind of going circus peanut, but I think that may be just from the smell. You know, I mean, the smell obviously translates to the palate, but there's like this artificial sweetness in there to where I was going down this kind of peanut shaving type of road to where maybe the circus peanuts is just my mind, but I feel like I taste it. I'm gonna dive into sip 2, see if anything else comes out, and then the fun starts to happen. I sip some more, and then we start to score. But first, sip 2. Sip 2, a little bit of less dancing, less heat on the tongue. It does hang around. This is definitely coating my mouth so much better than Glass A. A little bit more of a finish with it being what I would imagine to be a lower proof. I'm gonna go with Glass B being closer to 100, whereas Glass A I would say is closer to 90 to be fair. A little bit more oily, no, a bit more oily I should say. If I were to stick with my grocery store analogy, this is like when you're a kid riding in the cart, mom gives you one of those fruit leathers, like a red fruit leather to be exact. And then she's like, this is just like a fruit roll-up. This is just like a fruit by the foot. And you're like, huh, I love those. Let's do that. And you bite in and you're a touch disappointed because it's the fruit by the foot is just better. Let's be honest, regardless of food dyes, you're here for the fruit by the foot. A lot of fruit leather in there. The vanilla cherry syrup, I would say, starts to kind of come out here. The nose, I would give to Glass A. I do enjoy kind of that fresh, bright nose, especially when we're talking around the summertime. Glass B, maybe I would speak a little higher on the nose, maybe around the spring, fall, if you will. But some people will gravitate towards kind of that kind of dustiness, this tobacco-y, oaky, basement-y shoe store. That's fine. That's great. I'm not against it, but the palate for me absolutely runs laps around Glass A right now. Finish runs laps around Glass A right now. I'm here for the oil. I'm here for the finish that hangs around, and we'll revisit. I feel like Glass A deserves a second shot, as we all do in life, and we'll be back after second shot, and then we'll score and see who the winner is and see who I'm actually sipping is. So stay tuned for that. We're back. We're sipped up, if you will. I think that's what the kids call it. Now, on Bourbon Barkeep, we go through 2 rounds of scoring. We have the senses score, which is just nose, palate, finish, experience, complexity. We do it all. We're just well-rounded folks here. We go you can see the scoring system on the screen. We also do a bang for the buck because, I mean, if it's $200, you want it to taste like $200. Do you want to pay more than $200? The answer is probably no. Also, that also helps kind of some of these $50, $70 bottles keep up with the $100, $150 bottles. So we're pretty clever. You know what I'm saying? We plug it into the algorithm and boom, score happens because I can't do math on the fly like Noah can. So glass A, not much came out. I would say it did start to get a little like a medicinal cherry to where after being sick, not really what I needed. Senses wise, love the nose. It's just a bit thin. I do try and go a little higher proof typically when I'm not sick like a dog. That's all I got. Keep it sane for you all. I'll go 71. It was good. Enjoyed it. I hope it's not that expensive, especially when we're talking about a lower proof or what I believe to be a lower proof. Go 71. Glass B, on the other hand, it just tasted a little higher quality. Tasted thicker, a little more oily. Maybe had a little more proof on its side. I'll just go 73. I don't think it's a large gap. I could see a place where glass A is enjoyed by someone else a bit more, but it's a little thin. It goes into a little bit more of the beginner range of your bourbon journey, which nothing wrong with that. Usually those are the bottles that we're sipping come June, August area. So there's that as well. Now, I'm going to start looking down a lot, which I already preemptively did as a habit. I have a laptop and it will tell me at least the price of glass A and glass B, but I still will not know the bottles. That helps me with bang for the buck, because without knowing the price, it doesn't help anybody. So based off of a predetermined matchup, it's a generator. It's a free app. I just click it, it tells me, hey, let's do battle 34. And then I just grab these two vials. Glass A, I could see is $40. That's a fine to good to great pour, really, for $40. I would pay a little bit more. I would go up to $55 for what I think is a pretty thin. Decent amount of oak kind of came through, but over $55, that would even be stretching it. $55 would be my price ceiling. So knowing I would definitely go above 40, I'm going to go 73. Punches above its weight. I definitely get my $40 worth, and I would go above it. Buy an extra $10, $15. I'll let you do that percentage. Because put you to work. How about that? Glass B is, $35. Cheaper. Oh God, that's easy. I wouldn't sit there and go, well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be substantially higher bang for the buck. I'll go 77. I mean, if I would go 50 on glass A, I'd go 50. I would comfortably go to 55. I would uncomfortably go to 55 on glass A. So we have bang for the buck set. We have our winner because glass B took senses and bang for the buck. I have changed bang for the buck because if glass B winds up being not actually, what do we say, $35, that changes things. If you can't find it for $35, then what's the point of scoring it at $35? So this battle is not over. We shall see. What is battle 34? Ooh. Got ourselves a 10-year battle here. Eagle Rare 10-year, 90 proof. Nailed it. Even though I didn't say 90 exactly. Nailed it. Low proof. Nailed it. Russell's 10-year, 90 proof. Said 100. Semi-nailed it. I don't know. This is the second time Eagle Rare has been on here that I can remember I know Knob Creek 9 ran laps around it. And a lot of you agreed. Russell's 10, in my mind, you could differ, ran laps around it. And it's cheaper, and I can find it every day. That's one. We've all talked about the old Granddad 114, whether it's discontinued or not, that remains to be seen. I did bunker too, especially at that price. I'm like, I'm not out that much money. Russell's, you started to see the price start to creep up to where 35. I feel like it was 30. I could be misremembering. I feel like it was 30 just a year or two ago. Now it's 35. I've seen it as high as 45. That may be one if you're an Eagle fan. I guess it's not a substitute. I take that back. Strike that. That may be one to where, for the price that it currently is it worth kind of throwing one away in the bunker, not actually away? I don't know. I mean, that may be one that I just kind of sneak in the bunker and just tuck away. Because if it starts creeping up to 55, yeah, I'd buy it, like I said. But if it's Eagle and you can't find it, I'd be a little annoyed. Because, I mean, those two bottles have a great spot, that spring, summer. It's there. It's sweet, low proof, a lot of flavor, especially that Russell's 10. Just, it tastes higher quality. It has that oily mouthfeel that Eagle just cannot keep up with. And I think Knob Creek 9 had that same thing. That proof helped. It was 100. This one didn't have the proof, and it's still, I don't know. I may title the episode, Is Eagle Actually That Good? But it's good. It's not bad. It's good. But we've had two bottles kind of run laps around it at this point. So do we start to like look inward and we're like, hey, what are we doing with Eagle now? Anyways, I digress. Soapbox. Wrapping up, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Is there a matchup that you want to see? We can put it on Fridays because this is supposed to be blind, so that's tough to do. But love hearing from you all. Stick around. The community is growing every day, and it's so fun to see. Thank you for the interaction, and hopefully this can continue because this is a lot of fun with you all. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday or whenever you're watching it.